Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a product inside of Kajabi. So when you land on your dashboard after you log in, you can head over to products. And then from here, you can create your product by hitting the Getting Started tab. When you hit the Getting Started tab, you're going to be on this landing page, which is going to ask you which kind of product that you want to create. For today's training, we're going to create an online course. So you're going to click on online course, and then you're going to say Get Started. At this point, it's going to ask you what is the title of your course and give you a brief description. And then there's a really cool feature that I'm going to show you here in just a second. So I'm going to call this Start Your Online Business 101. And a brief description of this program, step by step instructions on how to create your first online business. Okay. So then we have this little toggle here, which says use the info to generate content and additional resources. So this is an AI feature inside Kajabi. If you turn this off, it will not generate anything for you. You will generate the way that your program is structured. If you want Kajabi's AI to generate content for you, you can decide to keep it, you can leave it, you can delete it. It doesn't have to be something that you keep, but if you want to see what it does for you, you can turn it on. So in this video, I'm going to show you how it works with this turned on. So I'm going to hit continue. Next, it's going to ask you for a picture or a graphic that represents your course. It gives you the sizes that are acceptable here. If you have something prepared, you can go ahead and upload that image. If you don't, you can do it later. So we're going to do it later. Next, you decide on the price and if your course is free or if it's paid. If it's paid, you need to make sure that you connect your payment portals in your settings before you can create the payment here. If you don't have that set up and you want to keep going and creating your course, you can just say free for right now, and then you can go back and create the offer for it later. So for now, we're just going to say we'll just say skip for now. So now what it's doing is it's using its AI content creation wizard to map out a program for you. Now, again, like I said, you can keep this content or you can delete this content. You can use this as idea starters for your online course, or you can just completely get rid of it. It's completely up to you. So at this point, you are in the back end of your course. So there's a menu up here that shows you what you can do in the back end of your course. So this is the outline. So this is showing you the outline of your program, which in the AI version that it created for you, it gave you an introduction section, a creating your online business section, and a managing your business section. And within each of those, there are submodules in each one of those. Again, you can keep this content, you can delete this content. It's completely up to you. In the Customize tab, this is where you can customize the look and feel of your course on the client-facing side. Kajabi defaults to the Premier product. You can customize that particular product, and I'll just give you a quick look at what this looks like. This is what it looks like. It doesn't show any course content here because right now we have it set all to draft mode, but it just gives you this basic structure, and then you can go ahead and start designing and changing out the images. You can change the titles, you can change the button colors, you can change all of the different things that you see here that are highlighting in blue. Those are all different things that can be edited to make your course look like your brand on the client-facing side. Now, if we exit back out into the back end of your business, there are also other templates that you can choose from. So there are different design templates within Kajabi that you can start from. If you want something that's a little bit more, you can preview this one, that's a little bit more fun and whimsical, you can use something like this. And again, once you install it, and I'll show you how to do that, you can go and change all the colors, all the images for this template. So that's an example of what that looks like. So there's different ones here. They're all customizable. Oftentimes I use this Prosper template with my clients because it's just a really nice layout and it's super easy. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to say install template. So now Kajabi is going to go ahead and install that template for my online course. And once it's installed, so if you click installed templates, you can see it. It's right down here. I can set this to active. So I'm going to say active. So what it's going to do, it's going to replace that it's going to replace that Premier product to the Prosper one. And now the Prosper layout is active for my program. And again, if I hit customize, I can come into the back end of this course and I can customize all the different elements, change my logo, change the colors. Every little piece that you see here that highlights in blue is all customizable. And once you complete your course and publish all of the modules, they will also show up here, and I'll show you what that looks like. So if we go back to the back end of your course, there it is there for the customization. The offers, we haven't created any of those yet. You have to connect your payment portal before you can create an offer. So you're going to want to make sure that's connected. And you can see how to create an offer in another video. Customers will show you who owns this course, how far they've gone through it. It shows you all the analytics for the customers of your program. Certificates, if you do want to create some sort of certificate that they would receive at the end of your program, you can do all of that here. It gives you lots of different options for creating your certificate, and you would provide the certificate at the end of the course once they've completed all of the content. And then your settings is again where you can just change the title, change the description. You can upload your thumbnail. If you do want to have live rooms, if you're going to have live video sessions for this course, you can turn that on and have the live room access. For this video, we're just showing you how to create the course. So we're just going to leave that off for right now. So I'm going to go back to outline. Now, this is what your course looks like in the back end of your business. So this is what your course looks like in the back end for you. So your clients don't ever see this version of the program. They only see the one that you see in the customized version. So these folders right now are all set to draft, which is why they're not showing up in the preview. If you want to come into these folders, you'll see that there's a main folder, that's the main outside folder. Then you can add content. You can add a submodule, which is a subfolder. So that would be like a subsection for that main module. Or you can add a lesson, you can add a quiz, or you can import from another course, which means if you have a module from another course that would also work in this course and you don't want to create that content twice, you can import it from that course and it'll go right into your program. Now, let's say you wanted to add another folder. Let's say this is your content. You created this. This was not generated by AI, or maybe it was, but you still want to add another folder. If you say add content, you can add a module and you can title it. So we'll call this advertising 101. And then you could add a description. Social media, and then you can add an image. So we're going to say create module. So then you can see it just added the folder right down to the bottom. Now, if you want to move this folder, you can. So you can move these folders around just by clicking and dragging on the little lines there and move it into the different spots. If you want to add submodules, so you might want to have a submodule that says Instagram, and then you want to, how to market on Instagram. You can put in your image, create submodule. So now you have your submodule. Now you could add a lesson within that. And in the lesson is where you can upload the content. So in here, you might have a video module that you upload. You might have just audio where you're doing the training verbally only, or you can have the video where you're audio and video if you have slides or anything like that. You can also write content here for your clients, and that can include, you can put in different links, you can put in images. So I will just show you what that would look like. Publish that. You can add graphics, you can add a lesson thumbnail, you can add downloads. So if you have a PDF or some sort of content that you can attach to this lesson, you can. You can also add automations. So it says automations would be like when this lesson is complete, then you could send an email, like congratulations for finishing this model. Maybe you send them the certificate at that point. Maybe you send them a coupon for another program that you might have. There's lots of different things that you can do in the automations. So each lesson will have all of these options available to it. So if we go back, you can use this menu to go back out into your back end of your program. if we publish all of these, we can see what it's going to look like. And I'll explain what everything is in this menu here in a second. If you want to see, now you have to go into each folder and make everything publish. It doesn't publish everything in the folder. It only publishes what you've clicked on. So if you want everything published so we can see what it's going to look like on the customer facing side, you do have to turn them on individually. Oops. Okay, so with everything turned on, we can then preview what the course is going to look like on the client facing side. So this is showing you your different modules. So these are the outer folders that we created. And then if you click on advertising, you'll see there's the subfolder we created. And if we click on that, if we had a video here, it would have the video ready to play. It has the written content here. Because we didn't upload any downloads, you don't see anything here for that, but there would be a downloads button. And that's basically what it would look like on the client-facing side. So as you can see, for every big folder or the main folder that you create, and then with the subfolders, the main folders are out here on the client-facing side. And when they click on it, it's going to show the subfolders. And then those subfolders, when they click on it, it's going to show the lesson. Now, you don't have to have subfolders. So for instance, creating your online business doesn't have any subfolders. It just goes right into the lessons. So on the client-facing side, if we were to click on creating your online business, it just has the 3 lessons right here. So we would click on it, and there it is. And there's shows you the copy. So the reason why you would have subfolders, I would say, for instance, in the advertising, if your Instagram 101 had multiple lessons, but you wanted to, so you have advertising, but then you want to have the Instagram lesson, and then there's multiple lessons within Instagram, that's why you'd want to have a subfolder. Instead of having like advertising 101, and then it would be Instagram, and then 5 other things about Instagram, and then a bunch of things about Facebook, and having this one giant big list, you can just subfolder your content so it's easier for people to navigate. So if we go back to the outline of your business, that's pretty much, if you're creating your course, if you're using the AI, you can use all of this content. I would obviously go in, edit it, make it your own. If you need to change anything or add anything or create a video lesson, you can add a video, like I said, an audio, get your images in. And then if you wanted to create more folders, awesome. If you didn't use the AI, what you would do is you would come back. I do believe it gives you a basic outline, but there's no content in it. And again, everything's editable. So you can edit the names of these folders. You can give them descriptions. You can give them images. And then once you have everything set, you can publish your content. Now, the way that this menu works is published means that anybody who has access to the course can see anything that's published. So they can see all the folders, all the subfolders, all the lessons. If you wanted your clients to only have access to this first module within the first week of starting the course, and you wanted the rest of this content to drip out after X amount of days, so you could set this to drip, and you would say, after 7 days, unlock this content. And then if after 7 days after that, you would say, so 14 days. And then if you wanted 7 days after that, you could say 21 days. And then basically what would happen is any new people coming into your program, they would get this first section and they would work through that content. After 7 days, this second section would open up. After the third week, after the second week, this content would open up. And then on the third week, this content would open up. So you can have your content drip out to your clients however you want. And each section, you can only drip the main folders. I don't know. Let's see if you can drip the subfolders. Yes, so you can drip subfolders. So for instance, you can drip the main outer folder and you can drip the subfolders, but you cannot drip the lessons, individual lessons. They will either are published or draft. So you can, for instance, in advertising, you might drip that out on day 21, but then they only get Instagram, and then they get Facebook the next week, and so on and so forth. So that can be dripped out in the subfolders as well. So that's it. And then once you're done, you go back to customize. Once you get all your content in place, you can go ahead and start customizing your lessons. You can customize the look, the names, you can customize the colors. So if we go back into settings, you can customize the fonts, the font colors. So if you like a different font or you have a different font for your business. And then if you want to, let's do the dark, we'll just pick this color. And then you can also go into the color scheme. So if the primary color, let's say we want it to be this color to match the font, and then we hit save, you'll see the colors will change, right? And the fonts have changed. And then you can change the images. So the background image here, you can change. Obviously, you can change the logo, put your logo there. And then all of these module covers, you don't change them in this section. You change them in the back end of your business, in the back end of your course. So the module covers all get implemented in this section. Okay, so if you click on the pencil for any of these, so if you click on the little pencil for the subfolders, your images go there, and even for the lessons, right? So you can click on there and you put your thumbnail lesson there, and those will show up on the client-facing side where those squares are. And that's it. And you've created your first course.